Hi everyone, I've got this acrylic pour which I've always really liked, but I've decided I want to add some drawing to it. So I'm going to start off just drawing some things out with pencil, and then I'm going to add some ink to it. And I think I'd quite like to add some cats to it. They're only going to be little. Just hiding in amongst the pour. Just have one coming here. This one's going to be here with his tail coming round at the bottom here. And I think we're going to have him one paw at the front and one paw down there. And his little belly. So we've got a little bit of a face there. So that's one. I just want to try putting them in pencil first to see how I feel that they work. And I think I'm going to have one up the top here. I should have sharpened my pencil. Look at the state of this. Got this back paw just hanging on the edge there, and this big fluffy tail as he's balancing on the top there, and a very intense face I think this one's going to have. He's concentrating, isn't he? So we've got him balanced up on the top there, we've got this one curled up there, and I think we need to have one down here. I am going to just stop and sharpen my pencil, bear with me. That's better. I've got a pencil I can draw with now, instead of just running it around. So we've now got, there's going to be another cat here, looking up at this one there. Nope, that's in the wrong place. Oh, that's not cleaning out well, is it? Right. That's a better position. And this one is looking up, so we can see the bottom of the nose and mouth. Yep. I'm going to have a little fiddle with that background before I put my ink on, just to make sure I can get rid of all of any extra marks. Right. I think I'm going to come over to this side and I'm going to put one in here that I think has to be kind of hanging off the bottom here. So just this little cat head on this side and a paw coming across there. Another paw underneath there, so I'll have one going up and one going under. And I think I'm going to have this one twisted around. A little bit of a heel visible there. So that one's going to be twisting around, hanging on there. I think we need one. I'm only going to do these as drawings, so it doesn't matter. They're not sort of going to be in colour. Paws at the front there. A little chubby face. This one can have a tail that echoes the shape that I have in there. So I've got one hanging underneath there, one sitting there, this one looking up at this one on top, this one asleep in there. Do we need any more? 2, 3. So I'm going to start and work my way along. I'm going to start from the left to the right because I'm right-handed, and if I move this way I'm not going to put my fist in what I am doing. So I'm starting off with this paw that we have where he's hanging on. So that paw is going over and this paw is coming under. I think you could do slightly bigger ears. I'm not kind of shading too much, but I'm just putting a little bit on our little feline friends. I think he's rather cute. I think a lot of people wouldn't notice that these cats are there until they look a bit closer. And that's what I want. I just want them to be subtle. Cats are not known to be subtle in my experience. So let's move up to this one here. Let's bring this across in the middle. He's quite chirpy. And then we come across, and hopefully you can see I've managed to clean this up. I used a bit of magic sponge to clean that one up. Cute little upturned face here. You know, I haven't put whiskers on any of these yet, but this one is definitely in a position where it needs whiskers. Little cute face. They're all getting whiskers now, I've remembered. There. This is a little sleepy one. This one is perfectly happily resting here. One paw coming through there and the other one coming down there. And this puss is perfectly contented. Not intending to put any colour in my cats, but I would quite like to have them so they contrast to the colour. So, why do I do these things? I'm coming back in. Actually with some watercolour. This is quite interesting because it's also blurring the ink, which has been quite, gives me a nice little bit of colour in there. Oh, I quite like that. Now I've got to be careful, I do not want to lose all the definition in the faces. So So I have to keep the water down considerably. I can lift some of this colour out to give me some shading. Yeah, I like this. And then I've got a little bit of blue on my brush to put into the ears and then take most of that out again. So I'm using a damp brush and just lifting out. I do my cats different blues, so this one is going to be slightly different blue. So now I've seen how the ink is working, I'm just going to let my brush do a slightly different way of working, because this one took too much of that ink with it. And this one I don't want to push too far, so just being aware that I don't want to lose those faces. So again, anything I put in around here has got to come back out again, because this ink is not waterproof and is moving. I quite like a blue cat or two. And I've got some other blues here, so let's try different blues as well. Of all these cats different. This one is a potter's blue, so let's have a potter's blue cat. Clean my brush. This is quite a powdery, chalky colour. See what other blues I have. I have a turquoise here. Let's see what we can do with the turquoise. I'm not sure if that's pretty similar to one I've already used, but we'll do it. It's a different paint, but it's quite similar. Let's have this fluffy one as this turquoise. So that's probably enough paint. So clean my brush, just use my damp brush with a little bit of paint that's being picked up. Pick up the smallest amount of colour. So we've got my turquoise cat. Oh, I've got lots of different coloured cats here now. I think I'm going to go back to this one that was the first one for this little chap here. My bookends. It's a very dark blue, this one. Very intense blue. I think this is the one that's called Peacock Blue. I think my blue cats are rather cute, hanging around there.